Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace reporting live here at the Blue Note here in New York City. The Yellowjackets are celebrating 30 years in the business with their latest Mack Avenue's record release, Timeline. Tonight they're going to play selections off the brand new CD as well as play selections off some of their 30 years of wonderful 17 CDs that they've recorded. This is the anniversary, the official anniversary of the Yellowjackets. What kind of music and what kind of ideas did you have going forward with this project?
Wow. Well, every project we try to find something new, some new ideas in the writing, and as it was our 30-year anniversary, we wanted to also bring Robben Ford back into the mix, so it was really nice to get him playing on one tune. But the band has really evolved a lot in those 30 years. It started, as a more groove-oriented organization and has gone through a lot of changes, and I like where we are now.
Back in '78, when you guys recorded with Robben, did you guys know going in, because it was his group, it was originally his group, did you guys know going in that you guys would be doing what you're doing right now in 2011?
Well, I wasn't there, so you really should address this with Russ. I joined the band in '90, which was 12 years later, but...
You're still part of that mix, though. Did you? Because you...
No. I mean, from my perspective, no, I had no idea where any of this was going. I mean, when I jumped on the band in 1990, there were indications that the sky was the limit in terms of the level of adventurousness, and it was music that didn't sound like anything else I'd ever heard before. With this myriad of influences, and I just thought this would be very interesting to be a part of.
What's interesting about the Yellowjackets is, one, you guys are continuing in one of the dying breeds of fusion jazz. I mean, there's Pat Metheny. Just a handful of bands that are playing fusion jazz. And how have you been able to keep, all the elements of jazz as well as other influences fresh with this unit?
Yeah. Well, I think... we don't really, and you'll hear this from everyone, like whenever you try to put a label on something, everyone resists that. And I don't think we really think about what to call it or what we're doing. I mean, as Bob said, it's just the sum total of all the music that we love to listen to and have experienced and heard in our lives. And we really, I think the key, if there is any factor that's contributed to our longevity, it's that we never really made any conscious effort to be commercial or try to figure out like, okay, so what's popular, what can get on the radio, I mean, little or no consideration to that. Not to be, on any high horse about it, but we just wanted to play the music that really turned us on, and thought that would be the thing that actually would connect with people if it was real. And that's what we try to do. That's the formula in a nutshell, I think.
Timeline, 30 years.
Amen.
You guys are the other half of the Yellowjackets. What has it been like for you guys? For you left and you came back.
Right, and we got a founding
Member right here, right? So, what's it like?
Of 30 years?
Yes.
It's kind of an amazing surprise. I mean, I was talking to my brother the other day, and we were talking about a lot of stuff, and we were talking about how time flies, and it's I mean, on one hand, it's amazing to me to have 30 years under our belt. It just kind of flew by on a certain level. So I'm looking forward to more time with the band. I think we have plenty of juice left for more recordings, more touring, and oh gosh, 30 years is a long time to be together with a group of musicians, and it's I think on some level we should be proud of the fact that we've gotten to this landmark. That's a long time to be together. So I'm very proud of it, and I've learned so much. But at the same time, I feel like I'm still learning. So, I know the band is very excited about the new recording, which we're so happy to have William Kennedy back on drums, and we were so excited to have that happen. We weren't sure if it was going to happen, but we were praying and wishing that it would be okay. And once Bob was the one that initiated the question, and Will said, yes, let's get back together and do this thing, So.
30 years. Jimmy said something really interesting about learning, and you hear that cliche sometimes about how as soon as you begin to think that you know it all, that's when it's downhill from there on. And it's an interesting thing about the characters or the personalities in this band. We are eager to learn there, and we realize that there is so much still to learn as a musician about music. And we are fortunate enough to travel the world and experience different cultures and different musics, and it's all inspiring for us. We're in the category of being a jazz band, but it's really world music. And we incorporate that in our sound, and we create a family atmosphere here where we are joined together as brothers, and it's a beautiful thing. So 30 years is nothing. We got a lifetime commitment going here. The legacy continues.
Radio helped you a great deal in the late 70s to get your records played. I mean, you had some contemporary groups like Spiral Gyros. You had the Rippingtons, Chick Corea Electric Band. In fact, you guys were label mates at one time. How did radio help you guys out at the time?
Well, in the beginning, I mean, the music we were doing seemed to intersect where radio was. They were just developing, first I think they called it the Quiet Storm format, and they were playing instrumental music, and then then the wave format hit, and we did get a lot of airplay up to a certain point, like into the early 90s maybe, and then we kind of, I think that genre contracted a little bit in terms of the kind of music they were playing, and we were sort of fighting to get out of any kind of box. So from that point on, I don't think we've gotten great amount of radio play, but we play live a lot, and I think that's really sustained the band. And of course, that the early support we got from major labels like Warner Brothers and MCA and GRP, coupled with radio play, I mean, that helped establish us. A lot of new bands, that are trying to do it from the ground up have a very difficult time now because they didn't benefit from that kind of promotion and the early days of the record business, So we feel fortunate for that, but it's a new day, and so we're sustaining it through live performance now.
Let's go back to 1978. Robben Ford you and Robben were pretty much the catalyst of this group. You started it. It was his brainchild. But what happened where Robben ended up leaving and you kind of was like the ball was in your hands? How did you decide to go ahead and take the Yellowjackets forward?
Well, I would put Jim and Ricky Lawson, our original drummer, also in that mix. Robben left, and he had been the person it was all built around. So I think there was a time where we thought, man, are we going to be able to sustain this? And actually, we all took different gigs at the time and sort of went our separate ways for a minute. But the second record we had done, Mirage à Trois, was nominated for a Grammy Award, and then we got a booking at the Hollywood Bowl to play at the Playboy Jazz Festival, and it kind of, rekindled things for the band. So we jumped on that and realized that the opportunity to write and play your own music is really something special. It's really rare. It's not something that you let go without a fight.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. Reporting live here at the Blue Note here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank the Yellowjackets, as well as personally congratulate them on their 30 years in the business. Much more success to you guys. Also, I'd like to personally thank the staff and management here at the Blue Note for their hospitality. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.